Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about Doctor Who Season 2, Episode 1. Alright, so this episode is called The Robot Revolution. We're back after our Christmas break with Doctor Who. It was such a fun episode. I was a little worried after all the comments with Russell T Davies about Doctor Who lately, but after watching that episode, I'm so excited to have it back. I even wrote some notes on my iPad. That's how fucking excited I was. So as far as like episodes introducing new companions, this is definitely one of the tops. I had such a fun time watching this episode. Usually, sometimes, introducing a companion or depending on how it's going here, it can be a little flat. But Belinda started off strong. I really, really liked Belinda. But the episode starts out with Alan gives Belinda a star. He's proposing to Belinda. He's giving her a star. He's like, that one right up there. That has your name on it. And I promise no repercussions will come of that. It's just a star. But he gives her a star. She kind of likes it, but then at the same time we end up figuring out later that he is a bit much. Maybe an incel, maybe not, we'll see.
Belinda.
Oh my god. Alan, are you alright?
I am supreme.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. It had some really good Russell T Davies, quips in there. I just thought it was really fun. And it was a pretty good setup. We get to see her with the star, and then we transition over to her being a nurse. Very, very Martha-ish. She's kind of she's a little bit Martha with the personality of Donna in a way, which I really dig. But yes, Belinda's a nurse. We even get to see that later on when she is with the doctor, and she just jumps right into helping everybody out, which is really cool. It just shows that, no matter what the situation is, she is going to try to help people, which, the doctor sees, and he's like, oh, fuck yeah, I could... It's been about 5 minutes. I could use a new companion. Maybe Belinda's my new companion. I did see a really, really old version of her back on this... they was, fighting a war and shit. Maybe I need to hang out with Belinda. You also get to see a little bit... the Doctor's outfits in this fucking whole series, the 15th Doctor, fucking great. I love his little skirts. I expect him to play bagpipes or something at one point, but I love his outfits. They're fucking fun. But he's running around the hospital trying to find Belinda, and she's just doing nurse things. I do have one question, though, after this episode, and it's who told the doctor about Belinda? I don't know if I missed that, or if that's just something that's going to be revealed later on, but who told the doctor about Belinda? I do kind of wonder if it's him in the future, because that happens a lot with, timey-wimey stuff, but I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below who you think told the doctor about Belinda, but I kind of think it was maybe a future version of him, or the Joe Martin doctor, the fugitive doctor, something like that, possibly. But I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. After all that, Belinda ends up getting home. Her roommates call her Linda, and she gets pretty annoyed by that. So if you're ever doing one of these reviews and you're talking about Belinda, I don't recommend calling her Linda. Then giant robots burst in and kidnap her, kill her cat. Fucking Mrs. Flood pops out. It's a whole mess. That was just fun. That was a good scene. I love her having little annoying roommates. Kind of shows us that maybe, she will be down to travel with the doctor because she doesn't want to live with those idiots. It does suck the cat died. R.I.P. to the kitty cat. That wasn't her cat either. Was it one of the roommates' cats? Or was that just a neighbor's cat? Was that Mrs. Flood's cat? But yeah, Mrs. Flood was there, and she's watching the whole thing happen. Belinda's telling her, hey, tell this person, fuck, what's going on? And then the doctor runs out when the spaceship shoots up in the sky, and Mrs. Flood turns directly to the camera and goes, you ain't seen me. You ain't seen me. Which is pretty fun. It also, I feel like it kind of goes into the theory that Mrs. Flood is the neighbor to every companion ever, which is pretty... that's a crazy theory, but I like that. But yeah, the doctor runs up. Mrs. Flood gets the fuck out of Dodge. She says, I ain't hanging out with you, doctor. I got other plans for you. Wait till the finale, bitch. Right after that, the doctor chases Belinda. You see it felt very Toy Story-ish, the way the spaceship was. But the spaceship's flying. She's telling them, hey, what the fuck do you want me for? Go get Alan. He's the one that bought the star. And then, maybe that comes up later. But while she's doing that, the doctor, I forget the exact words, but he's saying something, trying to go for Belinda. Belinda's saying something. They keep repeating shit because time's skipping and getting all weird. And then they're just they end up being at their places, and time's happened. There's certain parts of this episode that you kind of get out of order, which sometimes can be annoying, but I thought it was pretty fun in this case. Sometimes, kind of like Star Wars, Doctor Who can add little robots, K9, blah, 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 a bunch of other shit. K9's one of the best, but they added the little polish bot. Polish. It was cute. It was fun. I thought it was going to be stupid and annoying. Sometimes they are, but I really liked the polish bot. I thought that was pretty cute. And then After we meet the Polish Bot, some shit starts going down. Belinda's talking to the robots, the rebels, blah, 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 all this shit. And we end up meeting the AI generator. I believe it's only through, like, a little camera at this point. But, you know, the AI generator's coming for Belinda. Now, we know it's Alan, but you know, they think it's an AI generator, which I really did dig that. I was like, oh, where the fuck's this going? Are they gonna, like, is it AI generating shit for Belinda? Nah, it was just a fucking mispronunciation. This is where it gets so Doctor Who. It was just fun. The robots are faulty and can only hear every ninth word, which was so fun. That played a part throughout the episode. I loved hearing little people's clues throughout it. Like after like a full fucking like monologue of someone talking, they'd be like, hey, I was telling you, like, go down the street, buy me a Red Bull. That's the kind of message that I would give. But I love that they were giving, like, secret messages throughout, like, normal conversations like that. Like, the whole scene with the doctor doing that was very fun. We kind of got a repeat of that with Alan at the end. But that was neat. I liked a lot of that. Did anybody else? The robots' ray guns, whenever they, like, disintegrated the cat, all the people they killed, it felt very much like Call of Duty Zombies. Totally. Like, if they were a little bit of red, you know, had a little bit more flair on it, totally COD Zombies. Everybody and their mom likes to complain about Shooty Gatwa crying as the doctor. He cries again this episode, but it is warranted. His friend dies. What was her name again? Sasha 55 dies, and the doctor sheds a few tears about it, and it's totally believable. You know, this makes sense. Sometimes he cries and you're like, doctor, honey, you've been through way worse, dude. You've been through way worse. But this made sense. He was like 6 months or so hanging out with this girl, promised her the stars. Whenever the doctor promises you the stars, you know you're fucking toast. You're either going to be the next best companion, or you're fucking toast. The doctor remembers he met Belinda before as a girl named Mundy Flynn. This part, I am really curious where they're going. Is this going to be a whole other Clara situation? Or is this just going to be like is this going to be a whole new story? Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know where that's going. If anybody has any theories about that, I'd love to hear that. It gives such big Clara vibes, and I did love that whole storyline with Clara. So I'm totally down for it. Yeah, I'm curious where that's going. He's met her before. We saw the same image of her multiple times, even threw it up at the end in the TARDIS. She got all mad, too, because he scanned her DNA without asking. But yeah, I just don't know where that's going. So now a lot of time has passed before my next note, but Alan is the AI generator, and it's because Belinda, when she was on the ship flying right before time skipped, she did tell the robots, go get Alan. And they're like, oh, okay, that's a really good fucking idea, actually. Let's go get Alan. And they got sent after Alan. Now, I believe that the doctor mentioned when they see Alan, like, I think it was like some kind of boss or something. So, like, I think that goes more into the Toymaker's boss and all that shit. But I'm not sure. But I love the look of the AI generator. And then going over, I loved Al's look. Alan becoming Al and then the AI generator, such good looks, such good Doctor Who vibes. I fucking love that. That felt classic. Plus, okay, so we get the reveal. You know, it's Belinda's ex. Robots took him. He's all pissy. Planet of the Incels. Fucking love it. Great line. So good. And if anybody is upset about Planet of the Incels, in the word of Belinda Chandra, fuck off. No, but really, that was such a good line. That was top tier Russell T Davies line. That almost felt Moffat a little bit. When they learned about the AI generator and the robots going back and all this shit, the doctor and Belinda talk about that there's like two versions of this certificate here. One they got from the future, and one that she has. And when they touch, just like in the movies, things are going to blow up. Well, they do touch at the end of the episode, and it gets fun. There's an acid trip happens. They're falling through shit. It's all colorful. It reminded me a little bit of the War Games for the second Doctor. I think it's like when he's regenerating, he's like falling through time, and like this weird shit's happening on screen. It gave me big vibes of that. But that was a fucking cool moment. More moments like that in Doctor Who, please. Even though it kind of just wrapped up and didn't amount to much, I still fucking loved it. Oh, and this was weird. Okay, so Alan became a sperm and an egg, and then the fucking polish bot polished him up. Just fucking sucked up that sperm right into its thing and cleaned him up. No more Alan. Fucking nuts, dude. Didn't know there'd be cum on this episode of Doctor Who. I didn't know a robot would be sucking it up. But, you know, I guess I don't know what's going to be coming on these Doctor Who episodes now. They got that Disney Plus budget. They can be creating cum. We got this part, a lot of the bridge secrets, like when they're arriving, when Alan's arriving, when they're leaving, very cheesy. Not the best. Didn't look that great, and that's just a little cheesy. I did kind of like, though, the doctor being just, like, stuck there for 6 months doing shit, that he was just bouncing around so excited to get his TARDIS back. And he's like, come on, fucking Belinda, get the fuck inside this. Let's just get out of here. Like, he wanted to go on more adventures, and then Belinda's like, dude, I want to fucking go home. Just that inner kid coming out in him is so fun, even though he's, like, fucking 2,000 years old or something. You know. So this is where it gets a little intriguing, and this is the stuff that I really do like about Belinda. They get to the TARDIS, she has like that moment of being like, whoa, it's bigger on the inside. And then the doctor scans her fucking DNA, gets all excited and shit, and she's like, whoa, like, she asks him like, whoa, is this what you tell all the girls? And he's kind of like, yeah, baby, it is. She's like, is that what you told Sasha 55, before she died? Which is kind of fucked up of you, Belinda, to be honest. But she brings that up, and the doctor's like, ooh, okay, I don't know. And Belinda, she gets mad, and she's like, just take me home, doctor, please. I just want to go home. He's fucking trying. He's trying his hardest, and he just can't get her home. The TARDIS won't take her back. They're bouncing off the date. They don't understand why. That I do like, that she just wasn't on board right away. I feel like Ruby, she ran away with the doctor, and then ended up coming back, and she quit and went to her family and shit. It's nice to see someone be a little resistant to it.
She's not overly impressed by him.
I am not one of your adventures.
Even though, like, all of us would be like, fucking get out of the way. Let me in that TARDIS, you know? But this was a little crazy. So they end up, he says they're going to, like we've seen in the trailer a million times, they're going to have to take the long way around. The TARDIS disappears, and then we just see a bunch of debris from Earth flying into frame, like a Statue of Liberty, a fucking car is coming through, a whole bunch of shit. So I'm assuming, like, Earth blew up, at least New York City blew up. At the least, it was New York. But yeah, that's kind of nuts. I wonder where that's leading. Obviously, there's going to be some shit with Mrs. Flood, but I'm excited. This was a great start to the season. So much better than Space Babies, I gotta say. I loved last season, but we started with Space Babies. For fuck's sake, really? We're down where I have to give this a ranking. I think I would give this episode a solid 3.5, almost 4 TARDISes out of 5. 3.5, almost 4 TARDISes out of 5. It was a good start to a season. I'm excited to see where we go next with Alan Cummings, with the animated one where he comes out to life, and then after that is the big episode 3 that Russell T Davies says you don't want to get spoiled for you. He said episode 3 and 6 are ones you don't want to get spoiled online for, so watch those when they come out or avoid Twitter and shit. I think that's about it, honestly. I don't have any other notes. I have no other thoughts. But yeah, I really loved this episode. I'm glad Doctor Who's back. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this season does well and we get a season 3. And if not, I guess we just have to watch the war between the land and the sea, unfortunately. That's all we can watch. But alright, that's going to do it for this review of Doctor Who. Leave your comments down below what you thought about the episode and where you think this season is going. And we'll see you guys next time for episode 2. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Or in the words of the Doctor, adios, motherfucker.